Hey, Oliver! What? Why are you yelling?
Don't know.
You're scaring the dog! Hey everybody at Southern Fried Gaming. It's Panda and Invasion's his name now. In the big picture, and then we got Cody via Skype because it just happened to work out this way.
Wait, what the fuck's his name? What's your name now?
Invasion!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I've not been on Xbox in forever.
Oh yeah, Cody's also Ivan.
Yeah,
Me.
Ivan.
But the hashtag Xbox reveal hashtag dog trailer conference just ended. So, what'd you guys think?
I'm excited for it.
I mean, you know, games would have been nice.
Well, it's Microsoft, though. They don't hardly ever show games.
No. What would have been nice was gameplay of fucking anything instead of cinematic trailers and CGI trailers. That would have been nice. We saw a little bit of Call of Duty, very tiny little amount.
I'm still excited for it.
I mean, you know.
Dead Xbox sound in the background.
Doing stuff, Carl.
The Xbox looks huge.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, maybe they put a big-ass fan in it so that, you know, we don't have a problem with it dying again.
It's fucking huge!
Yeah.
All three pieces are freaking huge. The console is... I don't even know what to compare it to. It's just a giant, completely square box. The new Kinect is kind of like the size of the Kinect box that you get now, and then the controller is like the original controller from the original Xbox, the huge one with like some weird thing on top. Right now I'm just going to guess it's a wireless play and charge kit because I don't know what the hell it could be.
Yeah. They fixed the D-pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it not.
That's like the one feature that I noticed, and that's like the one feature that actually pointed out they had a graphic that said more, but I didn't get so much of it.
You know, Xbox controller lick shafts for fucking fighting games.
Nobody cares about those games. We want good games.
Did he sound like a horse, dude?
Yes, it was Spoon. Before we get too far into it, it's called the Xbox One, which crushed all the Xbox 720, which nobody really thought it was going to be. There was a lot of thought, including you, Cody, that thought it was going to be Infinite, which I would have been fine with. I thought they were going to lead to it, but they never did.
Yeah. Xbox Infinite, that would have been an amazing name for it.
I do understand why they call it Xbox One. It's because it's going to be the one piece of technology that you need. The one big, I don't know what that sound was. Just the one big entertainment piece for the living room. So, man, it's kind of like iPad going back to iPad instead of iPad 3, 4, 5, everything that.
Yeah, but I would have rather them just name it Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Well, we're all calling it the Xbox anyway, so
yeah.
What's it matter?
Well, we do call it the 360 the 360.
Because it's the 360.
So are we gonna walk into GameStop and be like, yeah, I want to get it for the One?
The thing is, I know what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
That one thing does the stuff.
Oh, no. We go in there enough that we're going to go in and pre-order a game. They're going to be like, okay.
No, we'll walk in and there's like, so all you are probably pre-ordering the new Xbox right now? Yeah.
I
want to know what the fuck I can pre-order. I'm gonna pre-order the PS4 first, but I'll get the Xbox eventually.
I'm picking the Xbox up first.
Same here.
I'm not, especially since the PS4 is supposed to be at least 10% more powerful.
I don't know. We're getting 15 launch titles for the new, or not launch, but exclusives.
I got a launch
those are
thing down here.
fucking Kinect games too.
I
I don't know how much does Microsoft Studios Connect right now? Like
A lot. I mean, they're mainly a publishing company, but what are you doing?
But it's 8 original titles along with the 15 that Microsoft Studios are doing alone.
I don't know.
With the complete voice control.
Especially them only having 2 booths at E3, I don't know how much they're going to show off game-wise. Because as far as I know, for the
since it is a, sorry to cut you off because I know it bugs the crap out of you, but like since it is a console, I like that they do focus more on the console than games. I mean, we know kind of what's going to be ran on it. Obviously, they had to have like support, like, hey, this is going to be on it. But when each company goes up to present their own thing at E3, they're going to have the logos with everything that it's going to go on. Microsoft and Sony will have the bigger name titles with them.
we already know. They didn't even say anything that would be currently launching with it. I mean, for the PS4, they've already announced some launch titles. Like the new Killzone game, possibly the infamous game, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed 4, fucking other games I can't get off my head.
Yeah.
What?
Forza 5
is a launch title.
Then I'm guessing by all the EA sports stuff that several, if not, or it can't be really all of them, but several of those are going to be launch titles.
Gran Turismo 6 is rumored to be ported over to the PS4. Because right now it's a PS3 game, but we'll see. Also, Final Fantasy 13 Versus, or Final Fantasy 15 if it gets rebranded, is rumored to be a PS3 exclusive, also with Kingdom Hearts 3. PS4 exclusive.
We'll just have to wait and see.
What do you make of the whole 3 operating system thing?
I didn't pay attention during that, I'm not going to lie.
He said the 3 operating systems, and he got to the second one and said the Windows kernel. It's partially correct. Most people wouldn't know it, but it's the Linux kernel is all it is.
Well, I mean, the Xbox has been running a variation of fucking Windows since the original console.
Yeah, and all Windows is Linux.
Mm-hmm.
It's based off of its kernel. Same with Mac. Mac is based off Linux kernel. That's why if you can get into it, you can do anything you want to with the computer.
Mm-hmm. That JTAG.
You said in the chat, and we kind of noticed it too, is that they didn't go real heavy into the specs.
Yeah.
Xbox, like Sony did. Sony did go really in depth with all the specs and stuff. All Xbox.
The rumored
the 8 gigs of RAM and the Blu-ray and something else.
The PS4 and the next Xbox, or the Xbox One, I'm still going to end up calling it the fucking next Xbox, will both have the same CPU, but the Xbox is supposed to have an AMD 7790, and the PS4 is supposed to have a 7870.
7790 is still a good graphics card. Very good
I know,
graphics
but
card.
About a 10% power difference, apparently, according to NVIDIA. Yeah, because for some reason NVIDIA decided to comment on that. Oh, they compared it to the Titan. That's why. They compared the 2 consoles to the Titan. And they said that the PS4's GPU is approximately 10% more powerful than the next Xbox's.
Was it NVIDIA that turned Sony down, or did Sony turn NVIDIA down?
NVIDIA wanted too much money to make their cards, and Sony told them to go fuck themselves.
Okay,
Especially
well, of
since
course Nvidia's going to say that then.
Nvidia is the reason that the original Xbox got discontinued, and why the PS3 hasn't received a price drop yet, because they haven't gotten around to making a smaller chip like Sony has been trying to get them to.
See, I don't know. Unless I absolutely have to, I will not buy an Nvidia card.
See, I like Nvidia cards.
They make good cards, but they want too much for them.
I mean, they are overpriced, but their drivers are better, and they get out sooner.
Yeah, I like my AMD.
I'm an Intel Nvidia person.
Uh,
Which is the computer is $2,300 fucking dollars, but that's beside the point. Whenever I do decide to get it, anyway. Assuming, of course, the 600 series doesn't receive a price drop when the 700 series comes out, but I'm sure it will. What?
At several times during it, you like turned and did the big shocked face thing at me, depending on whatever it was. But I think the biggest one was at the 300,000 Xbox Live servers.
Oh yeah, going from 15,000 to 300,000.
Like it's probably where I was writing it down that I missed part of that. What's gonna be the big thing on that? Just be able to support more people, or what? That's a huge expansion for the Xbox Live service. They'll be able to host a whole range of new stuff with that. And I am wondering if they're going to be able to do dedicated servers for that now, since they're going from 15 to 300.
Probably not, because it would cost them extra money, and they've decided not to do anything special for gold subscribers anyway. So,
if they were doing that, wouldn't it just be for like Microsoft Studio games or ones like that?
Well, what companies can do? They can pay Microsoft a little bit more money,
sure,
and then have access to those dedicated servers to host the games.
Or you can be like EA and tell Microsoft to go fuck themselves and have your own dedicated servers.
And then sell them to people to completely ruin the game, almost.
No, well, yeah.
Because almost everything is 15 times ticket, so it takes 2 hours to play a full Conquest match.
Yeah. Oh, Chad bought Aftermath, by the way. Finally.
Ooh, the Halo TV series that they're going to be doing.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I knew Forward Unto Dawn was going to lead to something. You were stuttering, so I was going to jump in. I knew Forward Unto Dawn was going to lead to bigger things. I figured it was going to finally launch like the movie stuff. I was really surprised by the TV series.
They ran out of money for the money. They ran out of money for the movie.
What did they say Spielberg's involvement was going to be?
He's leading it.
I don't know what that means. If it means he's directing it, I'm okay with it. If it means he's producing,
over the entire project.
If it means he's producing it, then I don't give a shit, because producers aren't as important. They just fund everything.
It's Spielberg. Of course he's going to direct it.
Yeah.
And then, oh no, but for the movie, they actually ran out of money before they could get it done.
Yeah, even though fucking Peter Jackson was directing it.
I want to go turn that off.
That was loud.
It went through both because he's on both our friends list.
I don't know. I thought the whole multitasking thing was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Especially with that being...
You're able to multitask while you play games.
That will be interesting.
Because I can understand multitasking while you're doing like everything in the operating system, because that won't devour your RAM, but a fucking game will. Unless games are restricted to only being able to use a certain amount of RAM. No.
All the games will really have to use will be 4 gigs.
Here's a
Well, I'd say that they're going to try to use as much as they can.
here's something.
I know that's what the Killzone developers said that their tech demo not their tech demo, it was a demo of the actual game, was using 4 gigs, and this was before Sony unveiled that the console actually had 8 gigs.
There's something I just thought of since they kept showing off Skype, especially like for the multitasking, and I'm guessing that you'll be able to hide it even if you're on a call. Do you think that would make recording easier, even though that would probably really kill your internet? Because you'd be able to record the Skype audio.
I wonder if you'd be able to Skype, and I doubt it. I doubt you'd be able to like Skype and at least video chat anyway. Skype and play online at the same time. Because I mean they restrict downloads, so I mean Skype probably uses just as much data.
Oh yeah, Skype. Where it's like if you're video chatting, it is consuming a lot of bandwidth.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. Like if I would imagine that you'd be able to like hide the Skype, like sidebar or window or whatever it is, so you could just be like Xbox hide Skype or something, and you'd still be able to talk to them.
Yeah, because I know that Skype is taking over as the proprietary chat service. It's not going to be like party chat and all that shit anymore. It's going to be Skype.
I saw where Jake said that in the chat. I missed that part, so I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to. I don't know if it's going to be on the 360. I'm sure it won't be unless it comes in a dashboard update. But it will be on how the Xbox One does it.
Well, it is rumored that sometime in the middle of this summer there will be an update for the dashboard as a beta. That way, the transition is easier from going to the 360 to the One.
We're backtracking 359 here.
Yep.
Yeah, the reason they didn't call it the fucking Xbox 2 was because it sounded inferior to PlayStation 3. So they go with Xbox One, but it's PlayStation 4. It makes no sense.
No, 1 makes more sense than 2 or 3 would to me. Especially
you know what doesn't make sense?
They were number 1.
You know what doesn't make sense? Adding a U onto it. That way, people can really tell the difference between your previous console and your new one. No.
What?
We don't talk about Nintendo.
Oh.
We don't talk about Nintendo.
When they announced, I was like, Wii University? Like that's seriously what it was. I still don't understand. I guess it's like Universe or something.
EA has dropped all support for the console.
Yeah.
They're not releasing anything on it.
And then Nintendo came out and dropped all support coming from YouTube, so they shot themselves in the foot trying to earn some more money.
One of the EA Sports guys, I don't remember if he was, I want to say he's a developer on EA Sports or in EA Sports, and he came out and said that the Wii U was a piece of shit. He didn't say it with those exact words, but he said the technology is garbage.
Well, it was just barely more powerful than the original Wii, wasn't it? I know it still wasn't as powerful as the current, wasn't it?
It's approximately 2 times more powerful than the current consoles. But according to EA, the PS4 and the next Xbox are between 6 and 8 times more powerful than the current consoles. So, plus, the Wii U only has 2 gigs of RAM, whereas the next consoles have 8.
Yeah, see, we don't talk about Nintendo. Before they were good, and then they just went downhill. So now it's, Nintendo's the redheaded stepchild that's over in the corner.
He just killed his foot on the chair. Your karma's gonna make it better.
Can't feel my foot.
But I'm really excited to see fucking new games on the next consoles.
So I guess
especially stuff like. I mean, the AMD chip inside of the Xbox. It was an AMD chip. That tells you how old it is. It was a 3000 series, and the new ones are a 7000 series. That's a pretty big leap.
Oh yeah.
so. I guess even though it kind of seems like they spin them at the same time between this one and the Quantum Break, which is a new game they were showing off. I'm not really sure what it was even.
That CGI trailer.
Yeah.
What?
About the same time spinning it was called Ghost, which we finally saw some stuff on other than the Mask trailer that they released a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer was pretty awesome.
It really was. It was a really good trailer. And then they showed off the dog so much.
The dog.
I didn't click that. There was a big difference in like the quality of the dog.
Good timing. I didn't think of that.
Whoa,
Dang.
excuse me. Hang on, I may have just found something out here, according to Sensationalist Taku. La, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, it comes with a 500 gig hard drive standard, which is an idea of what the PS4 will have also. 8-core CPU, so they have the same kind of processor. What looks to be, it doesn't even have a start button anymore. That controller is weird as shit. Can I flip my camera?
The controller didn't. So,
I don't know
put it in
how.
the chat so I can put it up over the video code.
Yo, I don't know what I did.
What you did either. You're frozen.
I'm fucking illiterate on my goddamn phone. Okay, there we go. Anyway, that's the controller. If it would focus.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's a blurry image of the controller
chat,
since the damn phone doesn't want to focus. Alright then, fuck it. Don't care. Anyway. But the controller looks very different. The thumbsticks are still concave. I know Matt doesn't like that.
I don't necessarily dislike them. I would like to try the convex or whatever, just because I feel like there's going to be more grip on them. And then like with the ones right now, those little nipple things on the inside wear down really fast for me.
Apparently, according to Kotaku, with a Wired did an interview with somebody. It looks like it might be Microsoft. Your games will be tied to an Xbox Live account, and there's the possibility that if you want to link the game to a second account, you'll have to pay for it.
Link the game to a second account.
Like used game. Like, say somebody's already bought it, linked it to their account, and sells it to GameStop. If you buy it and try to use it with your gamer tag, there's the possibility that you'll have to pay to use it on your gamer tag.
It'd have to it'd be able to scan the disc for like an internal code or something to see that it was already used, or what?
The discs are mandatory to be installed onto the hard drive.
Oh yeah, that.
That's why we're going to have a 500 gig hard drive.
Like that.
And the in-console DVR. Which I'm still going to use my Elgato. But
I'm going to use an external recorder as well.
It makes it easier, so not as much space is taken up on the console itself, and I actually have the video file here where I can see it.
This is what it says. It says, what follows naturally from this is that each disc would have to be tied to a unique Xbox Live account, or else you could take a single disc and pass it between everyone you know and copy the game over and over again, talking about copying onto the hard drive. Whoa. if it's copied onto the hard drive, tied to your account, will you need the disc to play it? And that could be the reason for the fee.
That could, that is possible. I know.
Because that's how this makes it sound.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying, else you could take a single disc and pass it between everyone you know and copy the game over and over again. Since this is clearly not going to happen, each disc must then only install for a single owner. Microsoft did say that if a disc was used with a second account, that the owner would be given the option to pay a fee and install the game from the disc, which would mean that the new account would also own the game and could play without a disc. But what if a second person simply wanted to put the disc in and play the game without installing and without paying extra? In other words, what happens to our traditional concept of a used game? This is a question for which Microsoft did not yet have an answer. So it sounds like that when you install the game, you won't need the disc anymore. Unless you install it and need to reinstall it onto the same Xbox Live account. Elsewise, it would cost you a fee.
That's what I was starting to wonder, because a lot of people tend to have multiple consoles. But I guess since if it's the same account on, like, just to use two on both things, it would install no problem to the second one.
If I could guess the fee, the way they're making it sound to tie it to another account, if I were to guess, the fee is going to be how much the game costs on Games on Demand. If I were to guess. If it installs to the hard drive and you don't need the disc, that's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah. Which then they may also charge, $10 for it.
That's what I was thinking, probably like 15, because it's almost like buying an online code, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if the game is $60 and it's true that, like we're speculating, you might not need the disc to play it, that means the game would be $15 to link it to another account, and that wouldn't be how that works.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to wait and see on that.
Mm-hmm. But we do know, which, wow, holy shit, fucking Blu-ray games can sometimes get up to 50 gigs, and you're going to have to install the whole thing. Anyway.
I imagine what Halo 5 and 6 are going to be like.
Oh, God, on Blu-ray.
And then your beloved Watch Dogs and GTA 5.
When Mass Effect 4 comes out, I won't have to change discs. Yay.
No more Shepard.
But I'm not sure. I want to say you have the option to install the game on the PS4, but the disc would probably still be required. I'm not sure if that's actually an option or not, but I know that they don't have any sort of use game restricting policy or anything like that. It's still how it is today for the PS4. Don't claw at my curtains.
These animals, man.
Pet.
But back with Ghost, besides just kind of showing like the development process and the dog, and then they actually showed a graphical difference between Modern Warfare 3 and the new engine, which just depending on what the comparison was, showed how big of a difference. Like with the dogs, it was a big difference. With the jungle setting, it was a big difference. I couldn't necessarily tell much with
the character models didn't seem to me that they were that different.
Yeah.
But it did with like you said, with the jungle, and definitely with the dog.
Oh yeah, it's.
But then again, the reason for that
with the hand models as well, but like the facial ones when they compared the random guy from Ghost and
Price.
There
wasn't much difference
I
there.
can't tell much.
What I'm really hoping happens is that Sony, since Sony's in bed with EA, Sony shows what Battlefield 4 will look like on the next consoles. Well, EA shows what Battlefield 4 will look like on the next consoles, and it'll probably happen at the PS4 conference since Sony's in bed with EA.
Well, didn't they do that at the last one, or was that just a PC released footage of Battlefield 4?
The only trailer that's been released is PC footage.
Which looks amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if they had released that at the PlayStation conference or if it was its own thing.
It was just its own thing that I've still not watched because I don't play Battlefield for the single player.
Well, it's something I actually saw in a video the other day. Is like there's not really that big of a difference in at least kind of the look and feel of Battlefield single player to multiplayer.
Well,
So it's going to be more the same with that than it would between the Call of Duty single player to multiplayer.
I've still not beaten Battlefield 3 single player.
I've not played it.
I only did it for achievements because I normally, if it's a first-person shooter, I really don't give a shit about the campaign unless it's like BioShock or something.
Nobody really does. That's because BioShock doesn't. Except for 2, they didn't have a multiplayer game. It was a single-player game.
It was going to be in the third one, but they decided to completely scrap it and focus only on the single player, which I'm glad they did.
And then 2, they talk about all the new stuff they were including with Ghost. There's a wall mantle where you just it's pretty much like the Battlefield climb, I guess. When you
what did they say about customizable gear?
I'm guessing that like you're going to be able to change. It's like the pants, the shirt, the helmet. I guess maybe any additional equipment. It apparently you're going to be able to really customize characters. I don't know if it's going to be a single character, maybe one per class.
And they've got the slides and stuff too now, which will become the next drop shot.
I missed like the full animation of that. When I looked back up, when I said slide, it like kind of looked like he was on his stomach. So I wasn't sure if it was the same as the dolphin dive or if it was.
But he just drops and slides instead of jumps and.
Oh, okay.
I thought he. I can't really explain it. But you know how you like take a run and dive, and then you sort of like drop back and slide that way. I thought that was how he did it. I don't know. Maybe not.
You'll have to say it again.
Yeah, we'll have to see it again.
But most likely it'll have an animation that delays when you can shoot, so it won't be much like a drop shot.
The new dynamic environments is interesting too, so I'm wondering how they're going to do that, if they're going to do that in multiplayer.
Yeah, it's
because they do need destructible environments just to maybe keep up. I wouldn't say keep up with Battlefield since they constantly outsell Battlefield. But you know, just to make it maybe a little more fresh, give destructible environments to some extent.
Yeah, well, I think that's what most of the call for the destructible environments and stuff was to just add a new feature to it other than kind of the pre-planned ones that didn't necessarily do much. Like all the breakaway bridges and stuff in Black Ops 1 and then the water in the Black Ops 2 DLC map.
Mm-hmm. It disappointed me that they didn't do anything dynamic with the newest map pack other than the lava, which really isn't dynamic.
I've not even like in the trailer for that it showed that it like moved. Like there was a time where it kind of flowed, but I've not seen it. It just kind of it's just there and it burns.
It sits there. You also used to be able to. You also used to be able to deploy things in the lava, and there would be certain spots in the lava where you wouldn't die, but they patched that.
And then, 2, they're adding in from the PC version the like lean around corners.
Did they? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they're adding in the lean feature finally.
So they're turning it into Ghost Recon. Cool.
It is Ghost.
Didn't really work.
Oliver, that fire bullets.
Oh, it fires miniature swords.
If this was Borderlands, maybe.
And you know what sound it would make?
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
So, I guess anything else you want to throw in?
I'm disappointed that it looks like it runs the same interface, pretty much, but
They've not released a new dashboard yet.
they need to. Well, I mean, it's like
It's cool
it
to see the
wasn't the
Windows 8
same.
tile version, whatever it's going to
It
be.
wasn't the same exact UI, but it was pretty damn close. The UI of the PS4 is completely different. I know I keep bringing up the PS4, but you're comparing. You can't exactly compare it to the Wii U. I mean, you could. You'd be wasting your time.
We don't talk about the Wii U.
They're
I
Nintendo
want.
fanboys out there. It's the best console ever. You guys are stupid.
I thought about getting one at one time, and then just that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was with me. I was like, I want one.
For us, the only reason to get a Nintendo console is Mario games.
Nintendo games, yeah. I just want it for Nintendo games and Bayonetta 2, since it's fucking exclusive. And that is the only reason.
You think?
That's all I think of.
I'm just disappointed that they didn't fucking release more specs, too. But it's really cool that they have a Blu-ray drive, although I don't know if it will actually play Blu-ray movies or not, since the Wii U has a Blu-ray drive and does not play Blu-ray movies.
Well, that's the Wii, so...
Yeah.
That's the only real thing I wish that they did do. Everything else, I could understand why or why not they didn't do or show certain things. I do wish they had released a few more specs, though.
I'm glad it has at least a 500 gig hard drive, because on my console right now, give me a second here. On my console right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, maybe 8 games installed on my 120, and I'm down to 11 gigs. So
I don't install any disc games unless I have to, like freaking Halo 4.
I install what I plan on playing. If I don't play it, I'll delete it. Unless it's like, well, see, I don't really have a choice with some of my games because I bought them on Games on Demand when they were on sale. So, I mean, I could delete them because I've already beaten them, but... Oh, they did not say whether or not the console was going to be backwards compatible. It's rumored that they may put a Xenon processor, which is what the 360 has, in the console so that it would be. But
they said the PS4 wasn't backwards, but they were going to like re-release updated versions or something for it.
What they're doing is the PS4 isn't backwards compatible, at least with PS3 games. It very well could emulate PS1 and PS2 games. They've not said, but for PS3 games, they're going to do it with the cloud service, to where they've not said whether or not it will be you pay a monthly fee and you have access to the library, or if you will have to pay per game. But it's essentially on live, to where you can choose to stream the game to your console, you play it. But of course, you'll need fast internet for that to work properly. And no processing is actually done on the PS4's end. It's all done from the streaming service.
Oh, you'll have to have very fast internet for that then.
Oh, just enough to be able to keep up. Oh, they also said, this is actually, they're putting this on the PS3 as well, and it's the first game that, The Last of Us is going to be the first game that does it, to where you can play the game while it's currently downloading. It doesn't have to be finished for you to actually play the game. It just has to be over a certain percentage, and then you can play it.
I remember them talking about that in PlayStation's conference. Did Xbox say that at all?
No, they didn't.
I didn't think so.
They didn't even mention what they were going to do with the cloud. I mean, they did a little bit, but not a lot, which is what I was actually pretty interested in, because Sony has, well, stated like a lot of things they're going to do with it, like with the Gaikai service, which is what I was just talking about. And the streaming while downloading also would be done with the cloud, I'm assuming. Hell are you doing, Oliver?
He's stepping on a dog. But I guess that's it from our end with the Xbox One reveal conference stuff and those things. Make sure to leave a rating if you enjoyed this at all. I guess we'll propose the big question. What are you getting? The Xbox One or the PS4 based on what we know now?
Both, like me.
Yeah, if you got enough.
What the?
Battery's dying on mine on the Harvest camera, so we need to hurry go. Yep.
Leave a like.
You're only seeing Cody right now. Bye.